Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. This is Starfox 64, or if you lived in the UK, Lylat Wars. Don't ask me why, I don't know why they decided that they needed to change the name, but yeah, Lylat Wars, it's Starfox basically, so I'm not too sure exactly what was going on with Nintendo. There was probably some obscure reason why they couldn't call it that. Usually that is the case. Some bizarre thing pops up, but yeah. This is another one of those classic Nintendo titles, and it is a brilliant game. There's no two ways about it. It's one of the games that did showcase what the N64 was all about. It's kind of funny though now, whenever I see this, whenever I play this game and you have to go through these bits here where you go through the rings or you collect the rings, I'm always reminded of seeing the footage of Superman on the N64, which is generally regarded to be one of the worst games of all time. And it seems funny that one of the best games on the N64 had this going on. Had this type of thing going on, and one of the generally regarded as one of the worst games ever also had this sort of flying through rings and what have you going on. But believe me, it's done exceptionally well on Lylat Wars Starfox. I'm just going to call it Starfox because Lylat Wars to me just sounds stupid and it doesn't tie into the Star. Well, it does, because I mean that's the system name, but what I mean is that all the other Starfox games were called Starfox so far as I know, so I'm just going to call it that to save any type of confusion. This is just awesome, and there's no other way really to describe it. It's exceptionally playable and it is exceptionally fun to play. The graphics are really good. I mean, you've got this sort of fogging that happens in the distance that tends to happen with a lot of games like this on the N64, and that's just down to trying to keep it smooth and keep the frame rates going and what have you. You know, although the N64 was, you know, more powerful than the PlayStation, you know, it still had a few issues going with regards to doing graphics in 3D. I mean, certainly they were a lot better than they were on the PlayStation, but you know, there were still limitations to the hardware, and draw distance is always one of the things that, you know, developers try to draw in order to keep levels of detail high and also to keep the frame rates going nicely. So, but it doesn't really detract too much from the game, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it still plays exceptionally well, and it's still a rather brilliant and fantastic looking game. I do love the variety in the Starfox games. I love the fact, like here, there's a really big Star Wars feel to it. I mean, you know, going down there and attacking a planet with huge robots, sort of similar to the AT-AT scene in Empire Strikes Back, and this also, you know, sort of has the flying through the asteroid field, again similar to Empire Strikes Back, but it's also a strong enough title to stand on its own 2 feet, as it were, and I just think it's fantastic. I really do. I can't believe I got away with that there. There's always something to do in it. There's always some way or some bad guy or something like that that's always challenging you in the game, and again, that's something I like about it. Like these things here, you know, just sort of like interesting concept of the fact that you can only shoot them when they're facing a particular way. Later on in the game, you also get like you get other fighter aces as well from the bad guys. They come after you, and they give you grief as well. You know, they start hurling insults at you on the radio transmission and stuff like that. And you know, you've got to look after your wingmen. Like you can see here, you know, they'll ask you for help and stuff, and what have you. And that can get a little bit annoying at times, because it's like, oh, for God's sake, you know, you've got one guy behind you shooting the living crap out of you, and then, you know, your wingmen are supposedly trying to help you, not doing a great deal themselves, apart from getting shot. But again, it's not too bad. I mean, what tends to happen is if they get too badly damaged, they return back to the ship, and then their vehicle or spaceship or whatever the hell it is goes under repair. Like you can see there, Peppy there, he'll now take off and go back to the ship, and that's pretty much it. And then he'll sit out probably the next mission while his ship gets repaired. So that's one of the bad guys there, Wolf. He's the one, I think, who's currently blowing the living crap out of a spaceship. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Again, it's like a lot with the sort of retro games. The idea behind them is very simple, and that's what makes them so good. You know, Starfox is one of Nintendo's franchises, and curiously, it's not actually one that they've played to death. Certainly not to the same degree as the likes of Mario and Zelda, where, you know, they always have at least 2 or 3 of those games, and then they have the various spin-off games as well. That doesn't really happen with Starfox. You usually get 1, maybe 2 Starfox titles per Nintendo system. But yeah, anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned to my channel for more videos to come.
30 seconds to explosion.